names are as iconic as John Cena. For over a decade, Cena has been the face of WWE, a multi-time champion and a worldwide ambassador for the company. His never-give-up mantra has been ingrained into the hearts and minds of fans all over the globe, making him one of the most marketable and beloved figures in the industry. But now, WWE faces a significant problem with Cena, one that goes beyond simply turning him heel. The company's failure to properly book a truly compelling heel, Cena, is a glaring issue, and it's one that could have far-reaching consequences for both Cena's legacy and WWE's storytelling. However, what has played out since Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber 2025 has been anything but a dream. Instead of a revolutionary shift in Cena's character, WWE has provided fans with a watered-down, uninspired version of heel Cena, a corporate-drenched imitation of what a true villain should look like. This failure is not just a matter of missed opportunities in storytelling, but also a testament to WWE's chronic inability to understand how to properly book a top villain, even when they have the most decorated and recognized star in the company at their disposal. The Elimination Chamber betrayal. A moment of potential that wasn't fully realized. The first crack in WWE's handling of heel Cena appeared almost immediately after his shocking betrayal of Cody Rhodes inside the Elimination Chamber. The moment itself was nothing short of explosive. A low blow, a series of attitude adjustments, and a surprising heel turn that left the audience in stunned disbelief. It was a moment that had the potential to launch Cena's heel run into the stratosphere, building off a genuine sense of shock and excitement. The crowd's reaction to Cena's actions was electric, a true testament to the power of a well-executed betrayal. What was supposed to be a deep, emotionally charged feud between Cena and Rhodes quickly devolved into something less compelling. Cena's character motivations, while layered on the surface, lacked the emotional weight necessary to make the audience truly invest in his transformation. The promos became long-winded soliloquies about the fickleness of fans, but Cena's actions never matched the venom in his words. His matches continued to follow the same familiar patterns as his face persona, with no discernible shift in his wrestling style or in-ring approach. The character change felt hollow because WWE refused to break Cena's established mold. The lack of evolution in Cena's wrestling style. A missed opportunity. One of the most glaring issues with WWE's booking of Cena as a heel is the company's failure to evolve Cena's wrestling style. When a top babyface turns heel, there should be a fundamental change in how they operate in the ring. A heel run is a chance to alter a wrestler's moveset, body language, and overall presentation, creating a sharp contrast with their previous persona. But Cena has done none of that. His matches are still booked almost identically to his face matches, with little to no shift in his wrestling style. The same sequence of shoulder blocks, the same five-knuckle shuffle tees, the same signature moves. The only real difference is a slight smugness and more taunting, which doesn't nearly reflect the level of darkness or menace needed to make Cena truly feel like a villain. This failure to change Cena's wrestling style makes his heel turn feel more like a superficial gimmick rather than a genuine transformation. WWE has missed the chance to turn Cena into a ruthless, methodical character who toys with his opponents and manipulates the audience's emotions. Instead, fans are left with a version of Cena that is just slightly more arrogant than before, but still the same heroic figure they've seen for over a decade. This lack of change in Cena's in-ring work contrasts sharply with other successful heel turns in wrestling history. Comparing Cena's heel run to other iconic turns. When Hulk Hogan made his infamous turn in 1996, he completely altered his in-ring style to fit his new character. Hogan slowed down his pace, adopted dirty tactics like eye rakes and low blows, and used cowardly stalling tactics to antagonize the crowd. The same can be said for The Rock when he became the corporate champion. His people's elbow became more mocking, and his entire persona shifted to reflect his new role as a self-serving corporate sellout. Even Roman Reigns, during his Tribal Chief run, made drastic changes to his body language, pacing, and move economy. Reigns was slow, calculating, and dominant, never playing to the crowd, but instead isolating himself in a way that reinforced his delusion of being the head of the table. Cena, however, has failed to make any similar adjustments. He still rallies the crowd during his matches, still uses the same predictable moveset, and still teases the five-knuckle shuffle with barely any sarcastic tweaks. There's no attempt to manipulate the audience's emotions or build heat with clever heel tactics. WWE seems to want the best of both worlds. They want Cena to be a dangerous villain, but they also want to keep him as a marketable mainstream figure who still sells merchandise. This indecisiveness has resulted in a heel run that lacks the intensity and menace necessary to make Cena truly despised. WrestleMania 41. A lackluster feud with Cody Rhodes. The WrestleMania 41 buildup between Cena and Cody Rhodes should have been a defining moment in Cena's heel run. This feud had all the ingredients for a classic rivalry. Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, robbed of his family's legacy, and Cena, the bitter, hardened veteran sabotaging the next generation. This storyline had the potential to go to dark places, with Rhodes driven to the edge by Cena's manipulation and Cena embracing the role of a callous destroyer. Unfortunately, WWE once again missed the mark. Instead of chaotic confrontations, personal attacks, and brutal altercations, the feud became formulaic and sanitized. Face-to-face promos with both men standing apart with microphones for 20 minutes dominated the build, while physicality and emotional intensity took a back seat. Cena cut long-winded speeches about being overlooked, but never followed through with actions that backed up his words. There were no repeated assaults on Rhodes' friends, no backstage ambushes, no interference in Rhodes' matches. It was a missed opportunity to make the feud personal, with Cena remaining mostly passive in his approach. The Randy Orton feud. Another missed opportunity. Cena's feud with Randy Orton in 2025 should have been a marquee matchup, built on 2 decades of shared history and the natural tension between their contrasting personalities. Cena and Orton have been in the ring with each other countless times, and their past matches have been a defining part of WWE's modern era. The potential for a truly heated rivalry was there, especially with Cena's newfound heel persona and Orton's unpredictable tweener character. However, once again, WWE has failed to deliver. The feud has been marked by lazy booking, with Cena and Orton barely interacting in meaningful ways since Elimination Chamber. The promos have been generic, with little exploration of their shared past or the contrasting ways they have dominated WWE over the years. There have been no callbacks to their classic encounters, no deep dives into their history, and no personal stakes to make this rivalry feel fresh. Cena and Orton have barely exchanged anything more than hollow stares and predictable tag matches. The lack of creative energy has made the feud feel stale, and the fans have responded with apathy rather than excitement. The branding and production dilemma. One of the biggest issues with Cena's heel run is WWE's continued attachment to his mainstream marketability. Even in his heel persona, Cena's entrance remains largely the same, with minimal tweaks to his music or visuals. The Titantron still flashes his name with the usual heroic fanfare, and the merchandise machine continues to churn out new franchise-branded shirts that barely distinguish between Cena the face and Cena the heel. WWE's refusal to fully embrace the heel persona and rebrand Cena accordingly has made it difficult for fans to buy into the character change. Cena still participates in mainstream media in a relatively sanitized way, which undercuts the illusion that he is now a hated villain. WWE's fear of damaging Cena's brand has hampered the potential of his heel run, as they are hesitant to fully commit to making him the despicable character the storyline demands. This is a critical flaw in their approach, as true heel work risks short-term commercial backlash in exchange for long-term storytelling dividends. WWE, however, seems unwilling to take that risk.